Good afternoon, everybody. So the question we asked today was how a person who, I think it was George, what was his name? George? Steve? It was Steve? Steve, after, 4 or 5 years taking the TTC to work, realizes that it's a horrible public transportation system here in Toronto. So he decides to invest in a car, and of course a used car. So he finds someone, he purchases this used car, his mechanic says, yeah, it looks fine. And after 3 months, or 10 weeks, I think it was, 10 weeks, the engine goes kablooey, changes mechanic, and the mechanic says, oh yeah, there was a hidden defect in the engine. And when I did a quick casual look, I did not realize that there was this defect. The guy goes back to the owner and says, listen, I purchased a car from you, there was a defect in the engine, I don't want the car. He's like, listen, I'll pay for to fix the engine. He's like, nope. He argues it's a mekach taos. It was at the time of sale, there was a lack of disclosure. I purchased a lemon. I'm not making lemonade, sorry, that's a bad joke. And instead I bought a car, and since I bought a car and this car is defective, I want all my money back. He says, fine, you know what? If that's what you want, I'm gonna give you money back. However, for the last 10 weeks, you then drove my car. Because if retroactively the sale is null and void, then 10 weeks ago you've been driving my car, which is fine. But you have to pay me for 10 weeks of a rental. The guy's like, 10 weeks of a rental? What are you talking about? I think the DTC, it's, $6 a day, right? So I'm not paying for a car rental. What is in fact, how does it work? So I'm reading to you from Choshen Mishpat 332, which is Lave, well, with the race at the beginning, right? It says the following. If a person sells a karka l'chaviro and he eats the peroteha, he eats the fruit and the produce, maybe a better translation, and after a while there's a defect, near a bomu, if he wants to return the karka, if he wants to return the land to the original owner, he has to give back all the produce, right? Machzir kol perot shachal, all the fruits, the produce that he ate, that he consumed. And if he was a court and he lived there, he has to pay him for the fact that he was living there. So what do you get if you ate the fruit? How do you pay it back? The answer is, you do pay it back. You pay it back with cash. So you need to provide, if you had fruit that you benefit from, you gotta pay for them. If you live somewhere, you gotta pay for them. Most of the commentaries on the Shonarl say, this doesn't just apply to land, it applies to also other items as well. So he would, in fact, need to pay for the rental of the car, but there's a caveat. Not a real rental of a car. Let's say he bought a 5-year-old Honda Civic, right? Most classic car in the world, right? A Jew car, right? So let's say he bought a Honda Civic. So if you rented a Honda Civic, how much would a 10-week Honda Civic? So it's not per day, but it's not even what it would cost to rent it from budget, right? Or from rental company. It's like, how much is it really worth to you? It's not an actual rental. It's somewhere in between, bus fare or TTC fare and a rental would be somewhere in between. You got to figure out exactly the value. It would not be, $30 a day for rental. Also, probably would be $6 a day for TTC fare. But right somewhere in between, that in fact would make sense that he would have to actually pay to the owner of the used car. I think that's how it's understood. Fascinating case. I was very intrigued by this one. Hopefully, everybody enjoyed it as much as I did. Thank you.